Hi, this is Sheri Richerson from experimentalhomesteader.com, and today I'm talking about the 12-watt LED grow light. This is the way it comes packaged, so very tightly boxed. It has a nice piece of foam, nice thick piece on top, and this is what it looks like as it comes out of the box. There's also a piece of foam on the bottom to keep it safe that way. Okay, and this is what the light looks like. Okay, goes into any standard E27 socket. So if you're in the US, this is going to go right into any light socket that you have. Now I use a special light socket for mine, and I'm going to show you how I install this, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the light. I have had this in use since I received it about a month ago. I took it out of the light that I'm going to reinstall it in so that I could show you how this comes packaged, because I know that a lot of times people have concerns about things breaking or whatever during shipment. This is very, very well packaged, and it's going to be fine during shipment. I've had no problems at all, so I'm going to install this. I'm going to show you how I'm doing that, and so give me just a second. Okay, so this is the type of fixture that I use. I like this because it is all silver. It will also hang or clamp. And then all I'm going to do is, let me see if I can show this just a little bit better. Okay, there we go. All I'm going to do is take this light bulb, and I'm going to, sorry about that, I bumped the camera. Just going to screw this in like this. Now this is an older fixture that I have. Okay, that's it. So there it is attached. Okay, I'm going to set this down. Just let it hang there like that. Now I don't know if you can tell, but my cord is actually not touching this lamp. So you don't want your cord to touch because the lamp will get pretty warm. These bulbs are cool, but still. Okay, now I'm going to turn this on, and there you have the light. Now this is suspended pretty high above my seed flat, higher than what I would normally do it, but there's a reason for this. None of the seeds inside of my flat have actually germinated at this point. So I don't need them to be just 6 inches above the plant like I would normally do with a grow light. I need it to cover the entire seed flat, and the higher you hang the light, the more surface coverage you're going to have. Okay, so this is what the top of that seed flat looks like. And as you can see, I have heavy coverage in the center, but my coverage does go all the way out, and I know it looks dark back there at the back corner, but the light is actually hitting the wall. It's just not hitting as heavily as you would want it if you actually had seedlings in here. Okay, now I want to show you what this light looks like. Okay. I think I'm going to have to change my camera angle, but you can see the sides of it. And then I'm going to try to show you the light bulbs too. Okay, this is what the lights themselves look like when they are actually lit up, and you can see the different red and blue lights. Now, several things I want to say about my fixture. First of all, you can see that the grow light actually hangs below the fixture. This is because I have this in a fairly small fixture. You can use the larger fixtures that would hang below the grow light if you wish, and that's just going to give you more of a reflective surface, which is fine. This particular light has 3 bands of red and blue. Now, the lights are important. The spectrum of the lights are important because the blue lights, which are your 430 nm to 450 nm, and this actually has 460, so it's a little bit higher on the blue range than what would be normal. But this basically affects the chlorophyll formation, the photosynthesis processes, And wavelengths encourage vegetative growth through strong root growth and intense photosynthesis, and are often used as supplemental light for seedlings and young plants during their vegetative growth. So this blue light helps eliminate or reduce stretching. Now, stretching is when you grow lights indoors, or I'm sorry, when you grow plants indoors and you don't have grow lights or you don't have enough natural light and they get really tall and leggy. That is called stretching. And that's what you don't want to happen. So by using this grow light, the blue spectrum of this really helps with that issue. With that said, you do have to have the light close enough to the seedlings or the plants for that to work, because if it's too far away, they're still going to stretch up and try to reach that light. Okay, the red light, which is normally your 640 nm to your 680 nm, and this has 660 and 630 nm, so it is a little below and a little above the normal red light range. This affects the phytochrome, reversibility, and is the most important for photosynthesis, flowering, and fruiting regulations. The red wavelengths encourage stem growth, flowering and fruit production, and chlorophyll production. This is super, super important, okay? Now it does say, and as I said, this one has the 630 nm. The 624 nm region has the highest photosynthetic relative quantum yield for a range of plants. So what that means is this plant light is good for many different types of plants, not just seedlings, not just those that are fruiting or flowering or in their vegetative growth stage. Wavelength is the 660 nm, and that one has a very strong photosynthetic action and exhibits the highest action on red absorbing phytochrome regulated germination, flowering, and other processes. So this is the most effective wavelength or light cycle extension or night interruption to induce flowering of long day plants or to prevent flowering of short day plants. It is the most energy efficient source for photosynthesis among all available supplemental LEDs. Which brings me to the next thing about this light that I really love. It is eco-friendly and it is energy efficient. Okay. It is absolutely fantastic. It does maximize the chlorophyll, both A and B. And the reason this is important is, first of all, there are many types of chlorophyll, but the most important is chlorophyll A. This is the molecule that makes photosynthesis possible. So without chlorophyll A, you're not going to have photosynthesis. The way it does this is it passes energized electrons onto molecules which manufacture sugars. All plants, algae, cyanobacteria, all of these contain the chlorophyll A. So this is a very, very important chlorophyll to amp up in any type of plant that you're growing. Now, the chlorophyll B only occurs in two types of plants, green algae, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, it's the Plantae. It's Plantae. I don't speak very good Latin. That is the green kingdom. And there are over 250,000 species in this particular kingdom. These plants include mosses, ferns, conifers, flowering plants, and so on. So all of those need the chlorophyll B as well as the chlorophyll A. So like I said, this light, it maximizes both the A and the B. The wavelengths correspond to the peak of photosynthesis activity spectrum. So this is really good. This is the kind of things you want to look for in a grow light. And this one so far, in the month that I've used it, give or take a few days, has really done an amazing job. I have tried it on the seedlings right now because I wanted to give you an idea of the amount of coverage you could have if you hung this up above a plant, if you was doing seedlings. And the other plants that I have started, I have already taken outside and started incorporating into the garden. But I can tell you, They really got stocky under this light. This light brings out a lot of color in plants that you wouldn't normally see. I grow a lot of Tilsedanas. Those are air plants, for those of you that don't know. And a lot of those plants just look green. But when you put them under a light like this, you start to see the shades of reds. And they get really, really pretty. I also have a rainbow fern. And it has different colors. Typically, if you just look at it under no lights and, you know, normal conditions, it looks green, and the pink part of it actually looks kind of brown, like maybe dead foliage. But when you put it under light like this, it really brings that pink out and really, really helps it to grow. Another plant that these are great for is Philodendron Pink Princess, which has pink variegation through the leaves. And when you use this type of grow light, it really brings that out. Of course, orchids. I did have this. I had a terrarium sitting here, and we ended up getting rid of that. But I had orchids and different things in it as well, and it did great. So I hung it quite a bit higher because those were larger plants. But like I said, I wanted to move it over here to this seed tray so that you could see what we was looking at if you're considering getting this for seedlings. And I do recommend that you get a grow light. I have clearly seen the difference. I ran the test this year between the way I had always done it using fluorescent lights versus one of these grow lights. And I can tell you the grow lights really, really do make a difference. So I do need to tell you, I did receive this item for free or at a reduced price in exchange for my honest review. All opinions are my own. Thanks for watching, and have a great night.